Good evening and welcome to Newsbreak Live. I'm Hiba Samad. It's Tuesday, December 17th. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. The Los Angeles Public Health Department is warning residents about the cold weather this week. A weather alert was extended due to the National Weather Service's forecast for low temperatures. Through the Los Angeles County mountain areas, there will be frigid temperatures through Thursday. Officials say children, the elderly, people with special medical needs, and those with disabilities should stay extra precaution. First, protect yourself by dressing accordingly, by covering your head, hands, and feet. Also, make sure your pets are indoors during the night. Taking shelter during peak cold weather is recommended, so if you don't have a heater, visit indoor public facilities such as the mall, libraries, or senior centers. It's also a reminder for people to not use stoves, barbecues, or ovens to heat their homes due to the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Make sure to install a carbon monoxide detector. The Torrance Police Department released the latest DUI Checkpoint results today. On Friday, December 13th, from 8 p.m. through 2:30 a.m., Torrance Police Traffic Unit conducted a DUI driver's license checkpoint in the 4200 block of 190th Street. 4 drivers were arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. 1 driver was arrested for being under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and drug possession. Also, 6 drivers were cited for no license and 5 cars were impounded. Overall, 770 cars were screened. Officials say before you go out, decide whether you plan to drink or drive. The checkpoint was funded by a grant from the California Office of Traffic Safety through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The Torrance Refining Company, LLC, is hosting a community meeting to keep residents informed about the steps they're taking for the Torrance Air Quality Monitoring project. This takes place tomorrow at North High School's library in Torrance from 6 to 8 p.m. They will provide an update on the Torrance Refinery's fence line air monitoring system that will be implemented January 2020 in compliance with South Coast AQMD Rule 1180. The Torrance Refinery Fence Line Air Monitoring System is intended to inform the public as well as refinery operators about the impacts of air pollutants resulting from refinery operations on the surrounding communities. Along with the refinery monitors, there are 4 other air quality monitors located in the community. As part of the Torrance Air Quality Monitoring Project, TorranceAir.org was launched, where residents can get near real-time information about air pollutant concentrations. The project is sponsored by the South Coast Air Quality Management District. The website is TorranceAir.org. Residents can take a break from moving their cars to accommodate street sweeping for the holiday season. Thanks to City of Torrance, parking enforcement will not be ticketing for street sweeping violations from December 15th. This Thursday through January 2nd. Staff still says moving your car on a voluntary basis is a good idea as it helps keep debris from entering the storm drain system, especially during the rainy season. Other parking violations besides street sweeping ones are still enforced and are subject to a citation. Now, if you'd like more information, you can call Traffic Division at 310-618-5557. One tree lot in the city of Torrance is completely sold out. The Torrance South Bay YMCA men's Christmas tree lot this season is officially closed. All trees were sold. They were selling beautiful fresh cut Christmas trees and holiday evergreens. Proceeds will help support the YMCA's programs. But you can still purchase trees in Torrance at the Christmas Tree House on Prairie Avenue near 176th Street. The family operation in the tree lot is part of a fundraiser. There's also a Christmas tree lot at the Amo Fashion Center. Employees at Torrance Bakery are working around the clock to make a Christmas holiday tradition come true for their customers. You can stop by the Torrance Bakery, and if you're lucky enough to pick up a gingerbread house ready-made, but if they don't have any, then you can still order and pick up 24 hours later. Now, if you want to get crafty, then they're selling creative do-it-yourself house kits. The gingerbread houses are selling for $56, while a full kit to make one is $37.95. But if that's not what you're looking for, the bakery has Christmas-inspired, freshly baked cookies and wrapped goods to go. You can stop by their location on El Prado Avenue in downtown Torrance. The Torrance Police Department is still in need of donations for its toy drive. This Friday is the last day they'll be accepting new unwrapped toys. You can also drop off gifts at any Torrance fire station. The annual holiday toy drive helps families in the city of Torrance. They're looking for toys for younger children, sports equipment, art supplies, and board games for children ages 11 to 14 years old. You can also donate a gift card and drop it off with any other donations at the Torrance Police Department or any of the fire stations here in the city. The Amo Fashion Center will be home to a one-of-a-kind virtual reality experience starting this Thursday. Nomadic, the immersive entertainment company, and Simon are offering a new pop-up arcade-style virtual reality training called Lightsaber Dojo. It's developed by Lucasfilm's immersive entertainment studio. The training is adapted from ILM collab with Lab Vader Immortal, a Star Wars VR series. Tickets are $9.99 per person, available at a walk-up kiosk. Players will be able to train with a lightsaber and the Force against waves of training droids and Star Wars creatures. The Amo Fashion Center is the first of 6 locations chosen for this new experience. Now, a Louisiana-based restaurant known for its quality chicken finger meals will be coming to Torrance. Construction drawings have been submitted for plan review for Raising Cane's on Hawthorne Boulevard. It'll be replacing what currently is Pier 1 Imports. There are plans to demolish the existing building. Raising Cane's will be a one-story building with a drive-thru. The concept is simple and unique with a limited menu. They use 100% premium chicken tenderloins. They use a 24-hour marinade, and the food is always fresh. The company was founded in 1996 and has more than 470 restaurants in 27 states. This will mark the first location in the South Bay. The city is offering free movie nights at the Bartlett Senior Center every Thursday and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. They feature a movie. Doors open at 12 and seating is limited to the first 25 people. This Thursday and Saturday, they're playing Redwood Highway. Then the next 2 showings are Holiday Inn and The Hustler. The afternoon matinees is being offered thanks to the Community Services Department. If you have any questions, you can call 310-320-5918. Now let's get to the weather. Today there was a high of 67 degrees with a low of 46 tonight. Then tomorrow it will be cloudy with a high of 63 degrees and a low of 46. Then Thursday it will be sunny with a high of 65 and a low of 48 degrees. There was also a wind advisory underway today until a few hours ago. The Torrance South Bay YMCA announced it's taking people on an excursion to taste the flavors of Los Angeles. You can sign up now for the 6-Taste food tour that will take place on Sunday, February 23rd. Tour guides will take you on a 4-hour historical and cultural stroll through downtown Los Angeles while sharing with you the diverse tastes it has to offer. Attendees will be able to sample signature flavors from popular to hidden neighborhood gems. People will be led on a route of 6 eateries on roughly 12 walking blocks. You'll be leaving from the Torrance South Bay YMCA. The cost to participate is $89 per person. 6-Taste is the #1 food tour and team building company in Los Angeles. You can sign up online before February 9th to secure a spot. Now, public health officials are warning travelers that they may have been exposed to measles. Officials say there is another case of it involving 3 people who traveled through LAX during the holidays. They went through terminals 4 and 5 on December 11th between 6:50 a.m. and noon when they were infected. Los Angeles County Department of Public Health officials say they're looking for others who are at risk for measles and may have been exposed to these travelers. Now, if you're traveling internationally or have not been fully protected against the illness, medical experts say to get the measles vaccine to protect yourself and others. And speaking of LAX, the high peak travel days are starting this week, and officials are saying to be prepared. From now through January 6th, 5.9 million passengers are expected to travel through Los Angeles International Airport. While the numbers are similar to last year, things are different as there is construction and pickup changes are different, so you could face more delays. Super peak days where more than 247,000 people will travel through the airport are what you see on the screen on those dates. Officials say it's recommended to arrive 3 hours before your scheduled flight. And with the new year around the corner, that also means new laws will be effective starting January 1st, 2020. AB 375 will be effective, allowing internet users more control over their data. It will give users the right to know what data is collected, the right to reject the sale of your information, and the right to delete your data. The minimum wage in California will be going up $1 to $12 an hour for workers at companies with 25 or fewer employees. Wage will be $13 an hour for larger companies. SB 188 will make California the first state to ban workplace and school discrimination based on a person's natural hairstyle or texture. Also, employers will be required to provide appropriate lactation accommodations that is close to the employee's work area. New parents will have more time to care for their child under paid leave, increasing it from 6 to 8 weeks starting on July 1st. Other laws included are stronger gun control, rent control, more protections to display religious items outside your home, law to protect veterans and military personnel against housing discrimination. Smoking and vaping will be banned at beaches and state parks, and these are just few of the long list of laws that will be going into effect starting the new year. Well, here are some upcoming events. This Saturday, you can watch the Nutcracker at the James Armstrong Theater. It's being put on by the Dance West Dance Studio Metropolitan Ballet Company. You can call the theater box office for purchasing tickets. Then once again, the Amo Fashion Center will be hosting a SoCal Etsy Guild Market from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. All vendors will be located below the movie theater near Forever 21 and the main mall entrance. Well, in just 2 minutes, director and head curator for the Torrance Art Museum will join us to talk about a new exhibit. We'll be back in just a few.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Welcome back to the second half of Newsbreak Live. Joining me is director and head curator for the Torrance Art Museum, Max Presneill. Welcome back.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's a very exciting time. There's always something very exciting happening at the Torrance Art Museum, and there is a new exhibit that was just unveiled. So talk to me about it.
It's called Adjacent, and it's the second exhibition that's being presented from our Forum mentorship group. We worked with those guys for 10 months to produce this show, and it's a younger group of aspiring artists, curators, gallerists, writers, and they work together and over that 10 months, and the curators select the works of the artists, the writers write about it, produce a catalogue, and all, put the show together.
And the artists that are featured in the gallery right now, as you mentioned, are part of our mentorship program, which we'll talk about later, since the application process for that mentorship program is actually underway. Excuse me. So the Adjacent is open until December 21st. Now that's in the main gallery. So talk about what else is in the main gallery and the dark room that reflects the Forum 2019 applicants.
It really is a big mix of things. We have paintings and sculptures and installations and video work. It really does cross boundaries, because the group themselves, when they were selected to be part of the mentorship program, were selected for the diversity of just about everything, what they do, who they are.
So tell me what the Forum program is.
Well, it was the idea behind Forum originally, and still is to get together some aspiring people who want to be in the arts profession, who maybe don't have the experience and contacts, and to spend 10 months introducing them to working professionals who are kind of at the top of their game, so they can spend some time with them, talk to them, ask questions, find out about how the art world works. And during that time, they spend a lot of time together investigating where the links between their works lie, and developing the idea for the exhibition.
So this is a really important platform. You're an artist as well, so you know how hard it can be sometimes to have your work featured. So talk to me about this opportunity.
Well, I mean, it's a great opportunity because it puts them straight into a museum show, and museum shows are high up on the hierarchy out there in the art world. But more importantly, it gives them a chance to work together over extended time. It gives them a chance to not only network with themselves, but with all these arts professionals. So they really do start building a network and a community. On a longer scale, for us, our real intent in putting the program together was to get them to understand the need for self-help and to really be a do-it-yourself approach to an art career. And so we've been encouraging them to form an alternative arts collaborative group to work together in the future. And so last year's Forum group produced a group called Acceptable Risk, and this year's group has called themselves Museum Adjacent. And we expect the same for next year's Forum intake.
So speaking of next year, people can apply online right now at the Torrance Art Museum website, which we'll have on the screen. And what does it take to apply? I mean, just so people are not intimidated by the process, maybe you can break it down a little bit on, does your team look at the applications, or how does it work?
Yeah, there's a team. We all look, the team that I work with at the museum, we look at all the applications and we decide it's probably going to be about 10 people get selected. So the group has to be a manageable size. And what we'll be looking for is diversity, a real kind of range of ideas, practices, approaches, people. And we will be looking to how much experience they have. We want enough so that they'll have a basic understanding of the goals and what we're trying to achieve and how we're trying to achieve them, but not so much experience that we won't be giving anything they don't already know. How important is it for the museum to support this kind of initiative? The museum hosts all sorts of programs for kids, for adults, for young professionals, like for the Forum applicants. So talk to me about that. How is it important for your team to support this? Well, I think it's important, especially for a small museum like ours, to not only take on really a different kind of areas than the major museums, because we still want to do those big exhibitions with major artists from around the world, but it's important for us to have some kind of contribution to the idea of the community of artists out there, to genuinely support grassroots activity, to be seen to be somehow placing the museum in a role that's relevant to younger artists.
So for people who don't know the setup, the Torrance Art Museum is truly a gem. It's part of the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. It's right next to us right now. So talk to me about kind of what it offers to the South Bay community.
Torrance Art Museum is awesome. It's excellent. We really do bring some of the very best arts from around the world that are genuinely accepted as being some of the top artists in the world. We bring them here to a local community. We bring some of the most exciting rising stars out there. We're quite well known for being the first to find them. before the major museums get hold of them and put them into their programs. We have a very unusual set of programming, which again makes us unusual out there. We were luckily included last year in the Modern Painters list of the top 25 spaces to watch in the world.
Amazing.
And that placed us alongside the Guggenheim, the Tate in London, the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the Whitney in New York, and LACMA here in Los Angeles.
That's an amazing accomplishment for people who have never visited the Torrance Art Museum. Talk to me a little bit about the space. So you enter, there's the main gallery, which we talked about. There's the dark room, the Plaza Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me the different spaces and what's featured in the other spaces at the moment.
Okay, so in the main gallery is the show we've been talking about. We have Gallery 2, which is a much smaller gallery, about a third of the size of the main gallery. And in there, we tend to put solo projects or small group shows. This time we have Plaza Mirage 2, which is two artists that are building sculptures in a kind of installation which is based on a kind of response to Noguchi's Zen Garden public sculpture areas. It's really, really good. I mean, these two have really, Stunner and Tro have really done a great job of bringing that together. In the dark room, which is our video projection room, it's a small intimate space. We've got a semi-documentary at the moment showing, which is made by the members of Forum.
Oh, wow. Talk to me about the location. If people want to stop by, how can they find the entrance? Because I know it's a little bit hidden.
Yeah. Well, we're opposite the police station, the Torrance Police Department. We're exactly next to the the cultural department, so where all the classes are, which is on, they divide us and the main plaza where the theatres are. So we're at the corner across from the police station on Civic Centre Drive. There's a big sign outside the front saying Torrance Art Museum, and by next summer we're actually creating a huge mural, so you'll be able to see it from everywhere.
Amazing. Talk to me about the history. The Torrance Art Museum has a long history for people who don't know about it and how it's come to be today.
Well, it was the Jocelyn Fine Arts Center, but it's been the Torrance Art Museum for about 15 years now, and it was converted into a museum so that we could bring a kind of far more higher level of art to the building, and so it's kind of mutated over that 15 years from more regional outlook into a kind of really international outlook. We bring shows now from various countries around the world, and I mean, we've probably shown 100 different countries, artists here in the last 10 years.
And there's a lot to come. I know you mentioned that your team is working around the clock 2 years in advance to get some of these amazing exhibits. So it goes to show how much hard work is put in by you and your team. Now, the great part is you can stop by the Torrance Art Museum. It's free admission.
Free.
Which sometimes, most of the time I should say, is usually not, especially if you travel across Europe and whatnot. And the TAM is a program of the City of Torrance Cultural Services Division. So talk to me about that. It's seen, I guess, by the city as a kind of quality of life issue. We have classes, and we have the classrooms for ceramics and drawing and painting. We have the theatres. We have the dance classes. I mean, there really is this wide range of offerings from the city. And when they made that decision to really offer this myriad set of things, they decided they wanted the best in art for what we can afford for this city, which is a small museum. And you guys do an amazing job. For all information, people can always go to torranceartmuseum.com. You guys do a great job updating the website. Now, what's yet to come, I should say, for the new year, this exhibit goes to December 21st, the Forum one. But what is yet to come?
Well, January 18th, we have a thing called Death Cult opening, which is lots and lots and lots of paintings and objects about skulls because of their long-running relevance in art to do with mortality and all this kind of thing. And we've paired it with sculptures and paintings and images of motorcycles, a personal favourite. And so we're going to kind of make that connection between that subculture of motorcycling and the kind of skull imagery and how that's being used in art. And it's going to be fantastic. We've got stuff coming from all over. We have some giant artworks coming. It's going to be just fantastic.
Sounds great. Now, talk to me about your background, how you've gotten involved. You're a curator yourself, and for many cities, Torrance really does stand out here in the South Bay when it comes to the arts and supporting the arts. We have so many programs, events year-round. So, talk to me about how it is for you to be part of this bigger mission.
Well, I started off as an artist, and I still am. I show around the world, and I was lucky to be involved in curating by accident early in my career. It progressed. I got headhunted a number of times, and then eventually I found out that there was the job running the museum going here. I was encouraged by some locals that live here in Torrance who actually told me about it. I should apply, and I did, and then here I am, 11 years later, I think.
Amazing. And Mr. Presneill, is there anything else you can add about the Forum exhibit that is up right now? Why people should stop by? And really, it has something for everyone.
It does. I mean, it has something for everyone. It really is fun. There's some of the creations that are in there are quite unusual, quite unique, and really engaging. So, in terms of what you can do in Torrance, there really isn't very much better, I think, than the Torrance Art Museum.
The best part is when the exhibits do unveil, there is a special opening reception usually that people can stop by, so they just have to keep updated on the TorranceArtMuseum.com website. Sure. Thank you so much for your time. Happy holidays.
You too. Thank you for having me.
And as I just mentioned, there's a calendar up on their website, so you can just go to TorranceArtMuseum.com for more information. Admission is free. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 3320 Civic Center Drive. And that does it for Newsbreak Live. So if you have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it on Torrance CitiCABLE's YouTube page. Have a great night.